Yancy to the Rescue by David C. Cook. In an especially hot and dry desert live a truly unique group of aircraft. All one of a kind, like no other planes in the world. They were all very special. There were the speedsters, like Hector Hornet, that could fly faster than even sound itself. With the most heart-stopping aerobatics and incredibly tight turns, the speedsters always drew quite a crowd. There was the Big Bird Club. Planes like Gale Globemaster, who could lift more weight than any other plane at the base. And Elliott Extender, who always had a cool glass of jet fuel on the go when your tank was low. But everyone's favorite was Hillary Huey, who was always hanging around just to make sure everyone remained safe. Yet there was one small airplane down at the very end of the taxiway that was different from all the rest. You see, Yancy Yak couldn't fly high or fast, couldn't fly for 10,000 miles loaded with heavy cargo, or hover in place ready to be everyone's Florence Nightingale. No, Yancy was a trainer, the first plane a pilot learns on before moving on to one of the larger, quote, cooler aircraft. While all the other planes would always be polite to Yancy, they never included him in any of their parties or get-togethers. They would say,
"He really doesn't do anything special like us."
Although they never said it to Yancy, somehow Yancy knew the other airplanes didn't want him around. This made Yancy feel bad for them. You see, Yancy knew he was just as special as they were. They just didn't know how special he was. One day, an alarm rang out, and aircraft from all over the base came together to see what was wrong. Everyone's attention immediately turned to Sir Stephen Sentry when he rolled up to address the group. Sir Stephen was very old, very wise, and he was respected by all the aircraft on the base. "Aircraft?" Sir Stephen said in a concerned tone. "We have a little human girl that needs our help. A few hours ago, Molly Jenkins was on a hike with her parents and she fell. She needs to be air evacuated from Esperanza Airport immediately to Las Vegas Children's Hospital, and we're the only ones that can save her in time." Everyone turned and looked at Hillary. They immediately could tell she was very upset. Hillary didn't have enough fuel to reach Esperanza and back. So with a heavy heart, Hillary sighed and said,
"I'm afraid there's nothing I can do with it being so far."
Sergeant Sherman Saber, the most senior member of the Speedsters, slid forward and said, "There's nothing we can do. Runway is too short. We'll all just crash and land." Elliott Extender agreed with Sherman and said,
"We big birds might make it down, but the runway is too short for us to take off again. We'll be kaput."
All the aircraft looked at each other in shock, realizing that maybe they couldn't help little Molly. Just then, a small, shaking voice said from the back,
"I think we can make it. I think we can save Molly."
"You?
said Thomas Tomcat.
You're just a trainer. Be quiet and let the real aircraft sing."
"No," Sir Stephen stated sternly. "Let our family member speak. He may have the solution. Go ahead, son." Yancy instantly became nervous, for everyone was looking at him in anticipation of hearing his great plan.
See, I think we should work as a team. I can both take off and land on the strip because I'm not as big as you guys.
Looking at the big birds.
And I don't have to fly as fast as you guys.
Motioning towards the speedsters.
Hillary, I have enough fuel to make it there and back. So if you big birds make sure I don't get lost, you speedsters clear my path, and Hillary, you take Molly to the hospital, I think we can save her.
To Yancy's surprise, everyone seemed to like his idea. Stephen proclaimed, Yancy's plan seems good to me. That's what we'll do. All aircraft, launch immediately. The desert floor exploded in a sound of afterburning turbines and beating rotor blades. Yancy would be the last to take off, and he hesitated right before taking the runway. Harry Hercules rolled up and asked,
Is everything all right?
Yeah. I'm just a little scared. I don't want to let everybody down.
Harry smiled and said,
You just be that special little aircraft you are. Don't try to be a speedster or a big bird. Just be you, because you are exactly what we need right now.
Yancy felt a burst of energy. He revved up his engine and away he went. The speedsters cleared all the airspace in front of Yancy, so he didn't have to worry about running into anyone. Harry and the big birds kept him on course to Esperanza. Yancy landed, loaded up Molly, and was back in the air headed for home in less than 5 minutes. Because of Molly's hurt leg, Yancy made an extra smooth landing. Molly was loaded into Hillary Huey, and she whisked Molly to the hospital with time to spare. Molly was going to be just fine. When everyone got together later that day, all the aircraft wanted to hear Yancy's story of bravery, but bragging was not his way. He rolled forward, took a deep breath, and said with a voice of confidence like he never had before,
I was a very small part of an incredible team effort. Without you speedsters clearing my path, without you big birds keeping me on track, without Hillary's dash to the hospital, and without Sir Stephen's faith in me, we couldn't have saved Molly. Thank you, my friends, for allowing me to be part of an awesome accomplishment.
From that day forward, Yancy was not only a valued and respected member of the base family, but no one looked down upon any trainers ever again.